Hey everybody, today we have a dog game. What dog game do we have? We have this doggone good game called Top Dog. Top Dog from Aristoplay lived the life of Rover in six canine adventures. Check out all these dogs. You got this kind of dog, this kind of dog, this kind of dog, this corgi dog. And there's a puggy. There's a puggy on the cover. There's a golden retriever. There's a Beethoven type dog. And this is that Scottish dog. Yeah. See, I know my dogs. Because I'm top dog around here. Because this is my YouTube channel. I'm top dog. Just like Trump right now is top dog because he's the president of America. That makes him the boss. That makes him the CEO of the government. And then the CEO of a new company takes over, and he tells people how he wants the company to run. That's how the company runs. So, if you're protesting because you don't like the way the new CEO of the government is running the government, well, why pick a different CEO? Oh, you can't until 4 years. So, too late. At least y'all had the opportunity to pick the CEO this time. I mean, with corporations, the workers, the employees, the customers, nobody gets to pick the CEO. You know who picks the CEO? The shareholders. And you know who the majority shareholders are? The chairman, the board of directors. They get to pick and choose and everything. Anyway, back to the game. Top Dog. In Aristoplay's Top Dog game, you play the role of the top dog, who's raring to join or form a pack of dogs and explore the Dogtown neighborhood. Dogtown. Don't stop on the busy road. Steer clear of the dog pound. Avoid obedience school. Definitely don't want to do that. At all costs. With luck, a dog-loving human will take you exactly where you want to go. Top Dog. And there's 6 games in this one game. There's 6 games. Man, that's a deal. I got it for $3. That's 6 games for $3. That's like 50 cents a game. Yeah. That's frugal. And game 1 is Alphabet. Alphabet! Add as many dogs as you can. Your pack before encountering other alpha dogs. Because you want to be the alpha dog. Alpha. I'm sorry, I'm a Sigma. I ain't no alpha dog. I don't want to be no alpha dog. Alpha dogs. I want to be in charge, but I don't want to be no alpha dogs. Because them alpha dogs, they just... alphas are a-holes, usually. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, game 2. Top Dog. Somewhere in Dogtown, find 4 dogs of the same type as your pack. Got to find matching dogs. And one of them, you know one of them got to be a girl dog because you need to make more recruits for the pack with your puppies. Oh, yeah. That's well. Anyway, find 4 dogs of the same type as your pack. Maybe another boy and girl dog. And 1 girl dog for you. Yeah. And you'll be the top dog. So you could... sporting hound, working, herding, terrier, or toy. Game 3. Game 3. Leader of the pack. Leader of the pack. You are in charge of the mixed up pack. Can you safely deliver each dog to its home? Hey, you're basically playing Homeward Bound. You're playing Homeward Bound. It's Homeward Bound the game. Where you gotta get all the other animals back home. Except for in Homeward Bound there was only like 2 dogs and 1 cat. But it's pretty much it's a version of Homeward Bound the game. You get all the dogs home. And they're all different homes. So you gotta get the stray dog, and you gotta teach the stray dogs how to get home. Cool. Homeward Bound. It's Homeward Bound, the game. Game 4, playtime. Because everything can't be all business. Sometimes you gotta have fun in games, right? Players cooperate to band together into one happy pack. But who's top dog if everybody's one happy pack? The guy who brings the game and hosts the game event and the playing event. That's the real top dog. Oh, yeah. Game 5. Pet store. Collect sets of similar dogs in a Go Fish-like card game. Pet store. Collect the dogs and sell them at the pet store. Game 6. So we're in the 6th game. But wait, there's more. There's a 7th secret game that I'll tell you about. It's Game 6, Dog Pound Rescue. How many dogs can you rescue from the dog pound? Gotta rescue the dogs from the dog pound. Yeah. Now, what is the 7th game? Well, since there's 6 games, you could play this like a campaign-style game, and you could play Game 1, and then Game 2, then Game 3, and Game 4, and then Game 5, and then Game 6, and all of them together make Game 7. So, you play the alphabet dog, and create your pack. Then you have to train your pack. Your pack disappears, and you have to go find them. And you got to find 4 of the dogs in your pack that match your what type of dog you are. And you train them. And then you find the rest of your pack, and you become the leader of the pack. Then you take your whole entire pack and the other players' packs, and y'all get together and play Game 4 and have fun with playtime. Then you all either get captured. Then in Game 5, in Game 5 and Game 6, your pack gets captured. Because in these games, y'all are playing kind of stray dogs, right? So in Game 5 and Game 6, your dogs get captured, and they either some of them go to the dog pound, and other ones go to the pet store. The ones that go to the pet store you play that goldfish game, and you sell them, the pet store selling them to people. The other ones are going to the pound, and now you're in the pound with the rest of your pack, and you got to rescue them from the pound. Campaign game! I just created a campaign game with this game. Isn't that awesome? See, that's what smart geniuses like me can do. What's inside? Dogtown game board. 24 illustrated dog cards. 4 playing pieces. 1 die. Booklet with rules and information. 10 minutes of just talking about the board. Well, the box. We haven't even got into the game yet. Dear parents and other educators. I guess they want you to use this game in school to teach kids. So, parents, teach your kids. Play the games with them. And not them dead-gum blasted video games. Play the board games. Bring board games and families back together again. Aristocrat's best-selling game, Herd Your Horses. I have that game. Is a hit with young horse lovers. And losers. No, I'm just playing lovers. Top Dog does for canines what Herd Your Horses does for equines. Equines. Yeah, because that's what, a horse is considered a equine or whatever. Or horse trainers or equestrian. Right? Yeah, or something like that. The 6 fast-paced games in Top Dog, meaning you could probably play that campaign game that I was just mentioning because they're fast-paced. Help children understand dogs. You know what helps children really understand dogs? Actually getting them a dog and telling them they have to train, raise, feed, teach the dog to go outside and pee and poop. Now that really teaches kids about dogs. Oh, anyway, back to the game. The first step toward taking responsible care of them. The game teaches how and why dogs live in a pack, like wolves. Oh, leader of the pack. The role of the alpha dog, leader, and the names of 24 popular breeds. Players even learn to speak a few words in dog talk. Woof, woof, woof. Who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 woof. Top Dog is exciting and fascinating enough for you and your kiddos to play together. Yet it's easy enough for children to play on their own. Like Herd Your Horses. Top Dog is an animal lover's dream. You'll enjoy it. We're certain. Jan Barney Newman, president of Aristoplay, with a Fiskmail signature right there. Now, if we got one with... Now, wouldn't it be cool if we could get the actual signature of this person and these other three people on a game? There might... I don't know if that would make it any valuable or more valuable or not, but the creator of the game is Lorraine Hopping Egan. Yes, Lorraine Hopping Egan. Her middle name is Hopping. Like my middle name is Howell. Hers is Hopping. Okay. Dog illustrator, so artist, is Mary Jung. Jung. Possibly pronounced Young. I don't know. It's a J. It could be pronounced with a Y, or it could be silent and be Ung. It could be Mary Ung or Young. Sounds Asian. That sounds like an Asian last name. But then again, we had a psychologist that was a Ung, and they were white, so I don't know. Maybe. Didn't we? Like, something Ung? Carl Ung or something? Carl Jung? Young? It could be Young. But the way it's spelled, I mean, just spelled kind of Asian-y, I'm assuming. And then the game board designer is Patricia Schill. Because C and H make a S sound, and it's E-A-L, so it's Schill. 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 So, it's all girls. The only person that I don't think is a girl, then he might be the president of the company. Jan. But then again, the name's Jan, and that's probably a girl's name. So, this game is completely made by girls. What do you expect? It's a teacher game. Probably endorsed by the teachers' unions, which are going to really be mad as soon as Trump demolishes the Department of Education. Yep, that's what he's planning on doing, demolishing the Department of Education. Actually, he just wants to give education back to the states and get the federal government out the way. He's like, move, federal government, out the way, federal gov. Move, federal government, out the way. Okay, so I think the board goes like this. Alright, Voltron, move over there. I'll get around to you later. So, there's the board, and it looks like we have different places on the board. I don't know where you start. We have the park. So you have the park. That might be where you start. You might start at different places depending on what game you're playing, but it does say Puppy Land, enter and exit. You got the Allen's house, you know, the Allens. Probably Tim Allen's house. Dog Pound, so that's kind of like jail. You're in Dog Pound. You got the Bensons. I don't know any Bensons. If you know any Bensons, comment down below. I can't think of any Bensons. You got the Changs. The Changs living in an apartment. You got different spots that tell you to do different things. You got, somehow this game got like a hole right here. It got damaged. Maybe some kid got mad. You got the Durans, you know, from Duran Duran. You got Obedience School. Okay. You got the Edmonds. Okay. You got the Foxes. I bet you they have a hound dog. If you get that reference, then you're cool. Copyright 1995 Aristoplay Limited. Okay, so that's the game. Next up is, they always put this, for some reason, these teachers are not very environmentally friendly because they give you extra cardboard that you don't need and you have to end up putting them in then you have the game. Which it tells you this little interesting fun fact. It says, Top Dog lived the life of Rover in 6 canine adventures. It says, no one knows how or exactly when people and dogs first became friends. But we know that dogs are man's best friend. Perhaps a little boy or girl deep in our past fell in love with a puppy. Perhaps a wolf made friends with early human hunters. We do know that dogs now bring great joy to millions of people. They can bring even more joy when you learn a little about them. In Top Dog, you'll live the adventurous life of a canine. You'll join other neighborhood dogs to form a pack. And you'll become the alpha dog, the top dog, leader of the pack, who guides the pack to safety. Plus, you'll learn about popular dog breeds. To enhance the educational experience, this booklet includes basic info about breeds and behaviors on pages 7 to 13. But first, play the alphabet card game. Page 1. To familiarize children with the 24 dogs featured in the game. Then ask players to each choose a dog type: sporting, working, herding, toy, terrier, or hound dog, and locate the 4 dog cards in their chosen group. Read aloud the short passage about each chosen dog type and encourage children to make up an adventure starring their 4 doggos. Ask them to describe the physical feature of the dogs, what they're doing and where they're doing it, and what might happen next to the illustration. For ideas, show them the Dogtown game board. Happy trails! Okay, so they want it to be a role-playing game, basically. A imagination game. You know, the favorite nation. Everybody's favorite nation. Imagination, where you make all the rules yourself. Somewhat imagination game. So, the rules for playing. First, we got Alphabet, a card game. Then we got Top Dog, the board game. A board game. Then we got Leader of the Pack, a board game. Then we got Game 4, Playtime, a board game. Then we got Game 5, The Pet Store, which goes back to the card game. And Game 6, Dog Pound Rescue, which is also a card game. So there's 3 board games and 3 card games. And the board/card game. Then it tells you a few words about dogs. There's dog groups and breeds, like sporting dogs, like the Irish Setter, the Golden Retriever, the Labrador Retriever, and the Cocker Spaniel. There's hound dogs. Like the Basset Hound, the Beagle, Greyhound, and the Dachshund. But you forgot the Red Heeler and the Blue Tick hounds, which actually are a combination, I believe, of yeah. Then there's working dogs. Hey, they got working dogs. Like the St. Bernard, the Great Dane, the Boxer, and the Siberian Husky. Working dogs. Working Working for a living, working. And then there's terriers, which are like the Ardell, the Welsh Terrier, the Scottish Terrier, and the Blue Terrier. Then there's herding dogs, so farm dogs, like the Collie, the German Shepherd Dog, the Old English Sheepdog, and Pembroke Welsh Corgi, the Corgi dog. Then there's the toy dogs, like the Chihuahua, Yaquito Taco Bell, the Pekingese, the Poodle, and the Pug. Dog and wolf packs. Like wolves, dogs prefer to live in a pack. Every pack has a leader or alpha dog. The alpha is in charge of the whole pack. Is usually male, but female dogs can be alphas too. Are you really trying to push that agenda that women can be alphas too? But it's rare. It said usually male. That when it says something like that, it means 99.9% of the time. If you find a female alpha dog leader of the pack, it's extremely rare. Anyway, they lead other females, puppies, and weaker males. The alpha dog protects the pack, keeps it from getting lost, and makes all the major decisions. A smart alpha dog can mean the difference between life and death for the packs in the wild. Alpha dogs, male and female. You don't have to push the gender equality issue. Pushing the gender equality issue even back in 1995. Can't believe it. You could have just said alpha dogs have more puppies than other dogs. You did not have to say both male and female. The other dogs sometimes babysit the alpha puppies. Wolf packs in the wild tend to be one big family. Uncles, aunts, nephews, nieces living together. Dog packs may include many unrelated dogs. Wolves build underground homes called dens to protect themselves. Or they live in caves. A lot of times they actually live in caves from enemies and harsh weather. Some pet dogs build dens too. They may dig a hidden hole in the backyard or under a porch. Indoors, they like to lie in a crate or under a table. This is why dogs like to crawl under your bed and under the table. And why they also, for some unknown reason, will dig and somehow get under the covers if they're on top of the bed, because that's their nature from the wolves. When a new dog joins a pack, it must establish its rank. If the new dog is very strong, it may challenge the alpha dog. A pack isn't big enough for two alpha dogs. Actually, a pack is big enough for two alpha dogs. Or at least it's big enough for an alpha dog and a secondary sidekick alpha dog, which would be more likely a sigma dog. Just like an alpha male and a sigma male can work together real good if they can end up getting along, which they sometimes can't get along because I don't know if alphas always like sigmas. And sigmas don't always like alphas. We kind of have a dislike for each other. But if you find two of them that become best buddies and get along like David and Jonathan did in the Bible, you got it. You got a dream team. Anyway. So only one dog will stay in the pack. If a new dog is weaker, it will act submissive toward the alpha dog. It may roll onto its back, hang its head low, and put its tail between the legs. How to speak dog talk. Top dog includes many chances to act and talk like a dog. Dog talk with sounds, barks, yips, whines, and body language. Watch the position of the ears, head, mouth, paws, and tail. These body parts convey as much meaning as sound. Here are a few examples, like howl. Is anybody out there? I'm right here. Wag the tail. Hi, how are you? Let's play. Run in circles. This is so exciting. Everyone gets together. Roll over onto the back. I won't cause trouble. Don't hurt me. You're the boss. Lower the front paws and bark excitedly. Let's play. Careful, these dogs might attack. Remind children to ABCD. Ask before cuddling dogs. Ask before cuddling dogs. Ask before cuddling dogs. You mean petting or playing with dogs. And if you are alpha dog yourself, like you should be as a man, ain't no dog going to be fearful or aggressive of you. Unless, of course, they trying to protect your owner. So, fearful dogs, if pushed or approached, this frightened dog may bite in self-defense. Legs are braced backward, tail is tucked, ears are back, head lowered, lips may be lifted, and hackles raised, a difference from a passive dog. The dog is likely to growl, but unlikely to chase anyone if left alone. Aggressive dogs. Everything is up, ears lifted, hackles raised, legs straight, standing on toes, tail fluffed and up, head held high, eyes focused on you, the enemy, teeth are bared and growling. It is likely this dog will fiercely protect other dogs, human family, home, car, crate, and sometimes even neutral ground. These dogs are sometimes trained, too, to be the aggressive dogs. Dog lovers reading list. I'm not reading all that, but there's a bunch of children fiction you can read. I don't see, oh, okay, yeah. I don't see Lassie. Lassie should be on here. Oh, yeah, it is. There it is. Lassie. Never mind. Nonfiction for children. Nonfiction for adults. So, these are books you can read that teaches you more about dogs. You got the acknowledgments. Hey, finally I found a man. Consultant Chris Wallachowicz. Hopefully that's a man. That might be a girl too. I don't know. Astroplay group. Okay, there's some men in the Astroplay group. Yay. Hey, the CEO's a man. It figures. It figures that in a game company where almost everything is female, that the alpha dog is a male. The top dog is a male, the CEO. It says, here, look, the Aristocrat Group. The CEO is Michael J. Seagram. The president, again, I'm not sure if this is a boy or a girl's name, is Jan Barry Newman. Product developer director is Laureen Hopping Egan. The art director is John A. Thompson. So the alpha dog of the art department, again, also a male. Wow. Director of operations and production is Victoria H. Norfeet. Marketing coordinator is Rhonda Foxworth. Warehouse manager is Laura Kazingi. Credit manager is Stephen D. Gonsterbaum. Okay. Operations assistant Susan Walters. Customer service Kay Williams. Hey, if you want a free catalog or a store near you that carries Aristocrat games, call 1-800-634-7738, or you can go on the World Wide Web at www.http://intergalactic.com/rs.html. Or you could probably just type in Aristocrat games. That probably would get it to you there faster. Next up, we have this Top Dog Owner's Response card that you can fill out, which they didn't fill out. And there's the Herd Your Horses game that they're trying to sell you. $24? Man, I didn't pay no $24 for my game. So next up, we have these 4 dogs. These little dog kind. They went cheap by giving us generic dog molds and then having all the same color. Then we have a ball, a dice in here, And don't know why there's a ball in here, but for some reason there's a ball in here. Not sure if the game came with this ball or not, but there's a ball in here. Then there's these cards. There's a whole bunch of cards. So we got to fix the cards. And these cards, of course, each have different types of dogs on them. So we're going to look at the cards. So in each card, we have Cleo, which is an alpha dog, working dog. He's a Great Dane. We also have a card that you don't play with the game, but this is basically an advertisement card advertising dinosaurs and things. Advance through time from the earliest prehistoric creatures to the last dinosaurs on Earth. I have some dinosaur games, but neither one of them are dinosaurs and things. On the highest level, players answer questions approved by the Dinosaur Society. The only dino game awarded A by Entertainment Weekly. I don't know if that's a good endorsement or a bad endorsement. Entertainment Weekly is not that great. Next up is Angus, the sporting dog. Breed is an Irish setter. Then we have Elton. He's an alpha dog. It's a herding dog. A breed is Old English sheepdog. Fresco, he's an alpha dog, but he's a toy dog. Breed is Chihuahua. Then we have another advertisement card. Can't even get it away from advertisements when you buy a game. They want to advertise their other games. Ugh. Stop the ads. Herd your horses, 3 wild adventures. First, you're a Mustang who must survive in the wild as you round up a herd. Then you're a rancher whose horses have escaped. Round them up by brand, color, marketing, and breed. Features 55 illustrated horse cards with the name, biography, and facts of each horse. Golly, they want $24 for these games? And that was back in 1995. Jeez Louise. Overpriced back then. Probably won't double for it now. Audrey is a sporting dog, breed a Cocker Spaniel. Corky is a working dog, breed a boxer. Dusty is a alpha dog, terrier, breed bull terrier. Feisty is a toy dog, breed pug. Angela is a sporting dog, breed Labrador retriever. Fifi is a toy dog, breed toy poodle. La la la. Berber is an alpha dog, hound dog, breed greyhound. Emma is a herding dog, breed collie. Diana is a terrier, breed Welsh Terrier. Wow, another advertising card. That's 3 so far, advertising cards. Somebody, the human, and this game is called Somebody. Somebody! The Human Anatomy Game. A question and puzzle game for learning the best parts and functions of the human body is a simple puzzle activity. Players put body parts in place on the board. A must-learn science topic for every elementary school child. For elementary school children. One of our customers' favorite games. Then we have Eddie, a herding dog, breed German Shepherd. Now, just because they're a type of dog doesn't mean they can't be used for other types. People have trained toy dogs. If you train a dog right, that dog can be any type of dog. Matter of fact, people have trained toy dogs to be working dogs or protecting dogs. If you train a dog right, they can work on your farm and help you no matter what you do. Darby is a terrier. He is a Scottish terrier. And then there's Davy, which is a terrier, and it's a Airedale. And then there's Barrington, hound dog, which is a basset hound. Then we got Beanie, another hound dog, which is a beagle. Then we have Eaglebert, which is a herding dog, which is, of course, a Corgi, which is properly called the Pembroke Welsh Corgi. Then we got Shrimp, a working dog, which is a Siberian Husky. Then we have Clara, another working dog, a Saint Bernard. Then we got Badger, a hound dog, which is a Dachshund. Then we got Fufu, which is another toy dog, which is a Pekingese. And of course we got Alfie, which is an alpha dog, a sporting dog. Which again, sporting dogs can be trained to be herding dogs. They can train to be working dogs. They can be trained to be any dog can be trained to be any kind of dog. And it's a golden retriever. They all can be trained. If trained properly, you can have all the dogs do different things. Next up is the fourth advertisement card. This one is animal families. Teaches children the names of 13 animals and their family members, father, mother, baby, and group. Each card in the deck of 52 has a beautiful full color illustration. A 16-page booklet provides background and rules for 5 fun games for readers, non-readers, and pre-readers. And that is everything and a very, very thorough review of the game Top Dog. I mean, y'all weren't expecting a 36-minute long video about a simple kids game now, were you? Anyway, I have these extra bags from another game that I got, so I can put these dogs and this dice, and for some reason this ball, which I don't think comes with the game. I think some kid just put it in there for some reason. And then I got this bag to put the cards in so they don't get all mixed up. Plus, rubber banding cards is nice and all. It keeps cards together, but it gets after a while the rubber band, it breaks and it gets hard, and it gets the card on the top and the bottom. It tears them up. So it's easier if you just put them in a bag. Anyway, that's been Top Dog, and remember that God is top dog of the universe. And if you reverse the letters of D and G, you get God. So that's why dogs are man's best friend, because man is supposed to be God's best friend. And that's why God sent Jesus to pave the way for our salvation. And that's why God is good all the time, and all the time God is good, because He's holy, righteous, and the top dog creator of the universe. And also loved us so much because He wants to be our friend that He sent Jesus. Be born of a virgin, live a holy, sinless life, produce miracles, die for the perpetuation and atonement on the cross for our sins. Rose from the dead to defeat death completely, and ascended to the right-hand throne of God because He is God, and He's the physical human form of God, which had a sinless, holy, glorified body that we will get one day when we also meet Him in heaven. And then when He left, He sent His Spirit down. That's the Holy Spirit to indwell in our lives. We all have the power of the Spirit if we're truly saved, and it will manifest itself in different ways through spiritual gifts. Sometimes it will it will manifest itself in a bigger way, which will be considered miraculous. And that is what some people say. Some groups will call that being slain in the Spirit, or filled with the Spirit, or indwelling of the Holy Spirit, and they might consider that a second. Some denominations of Christianity believe that's a second thing that happens during a Christian's life. And then other denominations believe we all got the Spirit at once, but sometimes the Spirit will display itself more outwardly when we're doing the Lord's ministry, and that's when you're being led by the Spirit. So, and then different denominations believe that different gifts of the Spirit may or may not still exist. Because there's a whole bunch of different denominations. And I recommend you watch, because I've been watching this channel called Ready to Harvest, I think. And he basically breaks down and tells you, like, he tells you the theology, the history, the comparison between different denominations of, like, he talks about almost all the different denominations. Yeah. He talks about all the different denominations, and I recommend you go watch his channel if you want to know more about the... And he has playlists. So, like, he has all kinds of different playlists. I've been working on the church denominations playlist. I'm over halfway done with it, but there's like 90-something videos. There's almost 100 videos on that playlist, and I think I'm like at 60 or something, so I still got a lot to go. And then he has other playlists, so if you're Baptist, he has a Baptist playlist. Whatever your denomination is, he probably has a playlist just for that particular denomination, because there's more than one type of Baptist out there. And I'm a Southern Baptist, but I don't really consider myself a Southern Baptist. So I'm more in line with what independent Baptists believe, but I'm also more in line with a few of the things that some other churches believe that are of other different faiths and denominations. So, yeah. But there are parts of different faiths and denominations that I'll be like, I've been watching a video and I'll be like, I agree with that. I agree with that. Oh, that's wrong. I don't agree with that part. And there will be some denominations that I'm listening to in the playlist, and I'm like, man, they get almost everything right, but then they get this one thing wrong. And I'm like, man, they're so close. So close. So, yeah, pretty cool. So go watch his channel. Maybe you'll learn something, and maybe you'll learn what your true beliefs are, or your true denominations are, or maybe you'll realize that you're going to a church and they don't really believe what you believe. So maybe you should find a church that does believe what you believe. Or maybe you should get in the Bible and, search the scriptures and decide for yourself what you're supposed to truly believe. Anyway, have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the Top Dog board game. And like I told y'all, I have 2 more games, but I probably won't do them right now. But I will eventually do a game, and this game is called Dynamite! It's the Discover the Entrance, Ride the Bronto Barge, Visit Lizard Lake, Meet Professor Dino Fund. It's the dinosaur adventure game for dinosaur lovers. And then I have another dinosaur game. What's on the back of this Dynamite game? Dynamite! The back of the Dynamite game is the Dinosaur Adventure game. And I'll tell you about the Dinosaur Adventure game. And then there is Count Dinos. Count Dinos. Don't be confused with Count Dracula or Count Chocula. This is Count Dinos. The number marathon game, I guess. Bonus. Count Dino Tyrannosaurus Rex mascot figure included. If that's in there, that would be pretty cool, but I don't know if it's actually going to be in there. Then it has a little thing in 3 different languages, it looks like. Tells you about the T-Rex, the Stegosaurus, the Brachiosaurus, the Triceratops, and the Dimetrodon. I have a theory that the possibility that the Dimetrodon and the Stegosaurus are the same dinosaur. That's a small possibility because they both have the same cell, and the Stegosaurus. I have a theory that maybe the scales grow, and then maybe they merge together, and then they become, one big solar scale. I mean, it's a theory. I mean, they make theories about dinosaurs all the time. Like the fact that they've been around and were around millions of years ago. They don't know that. Were they around millions of years ago? No. So there's no way to prove that. Like almost everything that they talk about with dinosaurs, there's literally no way to prove it. They're all theories. Matter of fact, they could just be finding giant bones of Nephilim. No one knows. They could just be finding giant bones of giant human beings. And weird, messed up, demonic creatures. Because there's a gap theory, and there's a theory called the gap theory out there. And it's between Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:2. The gap theory basically says that Satan was loosed on the earth, and his third of the demons was loosed on the earth, and that those demons lived for an undetermined number of time, and Satan ruled the earth at that time with his demons and fallen angels, and they really made the world messed up. So God had to recreate the earth. Or the universe. That's basically the premise of the gap theory. That's not the full thing of it. That's not my gap theory, but that's the gap theory. I have a different gap theory. If you ever want me to tell you my theory of what happened during the gap theory, I'll tell you my gap theory, because my gap theory doesn't measure up with the other people's gap theory. It has part of it, but it's also a little different. If you ever want to hear my gap theory, comment down below. If, of course, you got into all the way to the end, which is almost freaking an hour long video here. I mean, if I talk 10, 12, 11 more minutes, it would be an hour long video. Golly. But I'm not going to keep talking. I'm fixing to end the video at 49 minutes. Right flipping now. Later.